Howdy, y'all, and welcome back. Do you need body armor? I'm seeing this question come up a lot. I can't imagine why. Online, and it's mostly new gun owners, maybe some longer term gun owners, but I'm going to address this in general to people in their first year or two of gun ownership. To me, you're still new gun owners. So, this started out being a pros and cons list. Really, it just became a big cons list. Obviously, the one pro to body armor is that it stops bullets if the bullets land on the armor, right? So, getting into it, cost. If you are in your first 2 years, 3 years of gun ownership, have you gotten yourself any formal training? And no, I'm not talking about like a concealed carry license class or something like that. I mean like a dedicated, either one really long day, preferably a 2-day weekend class, that kind of thing. Training. I cannot emphasize that enough. That is what you need to be spending your money on. Not more guns, more training. At least, if nothing else, more ammo. So the money that you might put into this stuff, probably better spent getting more ammo, getting yourself to the range more, practicing more. But if you don't have a strategy to your practicing, if you're just plinking at the range, hoping you'll get better, it's not a winning strategy. So either if you can't afford or you feel like you can't afford formal training, University of YouTube, get here online, do lots and lots of homework, take notes, bring your notes to the range, and try to apply something you've learned online while you're at the range. Make use of that range time, make it valuable instead of just hoping that lots of repetitions will make you better, because it probably won't. Training is where it's at, y'all. All right. So you've decided, no, I must have some body armor. Are you going to get hard plates versus some kind of soft body armor? There is a school of thought that most firearms engagements, especially in urban areas, are going to be involving handguns, and therefore you really only need soft body armor because they'll protect you just fine for handgun calibers. I get that. Also, soft body armor can be much more concealable. You can wear it, well, you're going to look kind of goofy, but you can maybe get away with wearing it under some clothing. A little more discreet, a little more gray man. All things to factor in. For myself, if I feel like I need to put on some kind of body armor because of things going on around me, then I want to be leveled up to rifle threats, right? So that gets us into hard plates. So you're weighing your protection versus your concealment, right? Obviously with hard plates, much harder to conceal. This is a pretty streamlined rig. If it was wintertime, I could take off this placard, put it under a coat, kind of maybe discreet, sort of, not really, maybe at distance. I would just look kind of thick or something. Generally, right, plates are going to be pretty hard to hide. And then especially if you start leveling up with radios and water, and okay, then you're completely giving up any kind of discretion and opting for becoming shoot me first guy. So does wearing this out in some kind of situation guarantee you're going to be shot first? I don't know. But I mean, it's a thing to think about, right? That you are giving up any kind of level of like being gray man, being low key and discreet. You're going to stand out, right? So again, do you want to be drawing that kind of attention to yourself? Are things really that bad in your area that dictates you need to be out in public wearing this stuff? That's, again, these are only things you can decide for yourself. But there is a little bit of something to be said for, right, if I walk into my local grocery store looking to get a prescription filled and I'm this guy, right, people are going to notice me. All right, I think one of the most important things to think about when investing in especially hard plates, and let's just rule out like AR-500 steel plates. Can we just take that completely off the table? If you don't know why, do some video research, but it's spalling, right? It's not good. If you're gonna get plates, get modern, some type of ceramic plates. You can get made in China plates that have pretty good reputations for as little as like $120 a plate. If you're gonna do it, at least go that route. Also, do yourself a favor, get multi-curve plates, not single curve. Multi-curve, 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 y'all. All right, but the weight that you're going to be dragging around, are you physically fit enough to drag around an extra, bare minimum, 15 pounds up to 30 pounds? There's water. Are you going to have a gun belt on? Rifle, right? How do you move in that kind of weight? And are you willing to train in your plates to get better at moving in that kind of weight? Or at least buy yourself a weighted vest so that you can practice walking, jogging, maybe some light sprints, underweight, and see how you maneuver. You may be better off being lighter and faster as opposed to armored up and slow as fuck, right? If you can't get out of your own way because you're so out of shape, you really don't have any business spending the money on this. Spend the money on a gym membership. All right, and finally, body armor is not magical. Just like guns are not magical totems. I've talked about this in past videos. I think a lot of people get a false sense of security when they get that first gun and they're like, now I'm safe. Not really. And plates are the same way. Most of my body is still exposed, right? So if I take a round from some ne'er-do-well anywhere other than right here or right here, I'm going to have a really bad day. I'm going to have a bad day even if I take the round here, but you get the point, right? Do I have some kind of medevac? Are the hospitals closed? Like what level of shit hits the fan are we talking about here? Do you have tourniquets? Do you know how to apply tourniquets? Do you know how to pack a wound? Do you have a first aid kit? I mean, it goes on and on and on. This is not a magic ninja in force field or something that makes me bulletproof. It's really, really not. So, again, if you're in that first couple of years of gun ownership, there are so many things you should be prioritizing, I think, over getting yourself body armor. That being said, it's your life. You do what you want. All right. I'm just trying to give you some food for thought. There are lots of videos out here on these topics. I haven't even come close to covering all of the bullet points I could have thrown up here, but this is just a handful, and I try to keep these videos kind of short in my beginners series. So take it for what it is, right? Until next time, be easy, y'all.